How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Tzadi Vav, Daf 96 of Masechta Sanhedrin. Friends, friends, where are we? What do we get up to? Where are we? Okay. Well, we're still doing more like Nebuchadnezzar stuff now, which is sort of gewaldig because today I'm recording on Purim. I'm recording on Purim now, and Asher Eglo Nebuchadnezzar Melech Bavel, that Motche was exiled into out of Eretz Yisrael from Nebuchadnezzar, and we're talking about this now. All right. We're going to taka learn on Daf Tzadi Vav Amud Beis. I'm not going to give it away yet, but taka on Tzadi Vav Amud Beis. There's going to be a Gemara that's very, very apropos for Purim. Here we go. It's just one line, but very cool that I'm recording it on Purim. Comes up, I think, twice in Shas. One of the times is on Purim. Amr Abo, we're 4 lines from the bottom on Tzadi Amud Beis. Amr Abo says, Abo, Ilmale Mikra Kosovi Efsher Le Omrov. Not for the fact that we have a pasuk that's written, we would be unable to say the following: Dichsiv, Bayomahu Yigalach Hashem Besar Haschira. The Rabbeinu Shalom is going to shave with a rented razor. Be every Nahar, on the other side of the Nahar, B'melech Osher, the king of Osher, Es Harosh V'Sar Raglayim, his head and we're going to shave his legs. V'gamas Azokon, and shave his beard. Tispe. Also, Kuchibrichu ve'id milei kegavra sovas. This talks about how this is how Sanhedrin died. Where am I? So the Rabbeinu Shalom came and he appeared to Sanhedrin kegavra sova, like an old man. Omar Lein, he says to Sanhedrin, ki ozlas legabe malchei mizrachumayriv. Now, so Sanhedrin, after having suffered huge losses in Eretz Yisrael and Yerushalayim, so the Rabbeinu Shalom dresses up, he disguises himself as an old man, and he says to Sanhedrin, he says, Ki osas legabi malchei mizrachumayriv, when you go to the kings of the east and the west, right, the I see sinu livnayu v'katal sinu, that you brought, that you led their sons in battle, and they all died. My Omrat Luhu, what are you going to tell them? What are you going to say? How are you going to be able to look at these kings and tell them that all their sons have been killed in this war that you schlepped them into? Omar, I guess, Lay. So he says to this old man, to the Rabbeinu Shalom, Be'etzim, Ahu Gavra Ba'u Pachta Nami Yosef, and Sanhedrin says, Taka, I'm a little bit concerned about this, Taka. It's not going to be an easy conversation. Amalei, Hey Chinavid, and Sanhedrin says, No, what should we do? Amalei, so the old man says, Zil Ushni Nafshach, go and do a makeover so that I don't know what, maybe so that the people won't recognize, that the other kings won't recognize you, and you could just avoid the conversation. But my Ishani, so he says, okay, fine. What should I do? How should I make myself different? Should I put on a mustache? Right? So it's Purim. So I went last night to Kriyas Megillah, and the kids, they put on a mustache and they write. So Omalei Zil Isili Mispara Ko, and so old man says, go and get me scissors. Ve'agzech, and I'll scissor, I'll give you a haircut. Ono ve'agzech ono, and I'll give you a haircut. Meicha Isi, so Sanhedrin says, where should I get scissors from? The old man says, Ul Beisa, go to this house, ve'Isi, and go get some scissors over there. Also Ashkochinu. So he went and found the house to ask for scissors. Also, Malachi Asharis Vidmulei Kigavre, and they were ministering angels in the house, and they appeared to Sanhedrin like men. Vavu Kotachne Kashosa, and they were grinding up. I don't really remember. What does Rashi say what Kashosa is? They were Garine Tamarim, date seeds. They were grinding up date seeds. Sounds like a enjoyable enough activity. Omar Amalu, Havli misbara. So Sancheriv says, I'd like some scissors, please. Omrule, they said to him, Tchon chad griva de kashosa v'nitan loch. Well, can you just first grind up a measure of these date seeds, and then after you're done grinding, we will gladly give you scissors. Tochan chad griva. So Sancheriv says, fine. And he grinds up a measure of date seeds. Griva de kashosa. They gave him the scissors. But now the thing was that by the time he finished grinding up the date seeds, it was already dark out. What's he going to do? So the old man says, Zil Aisi Nura, go and get light so that we can give you a haircut. Ozil Va'aisi Nura. So Sancheriv went and he brought a fire. And when he was blowing on the fire to make it bigger, Asli be nura be dikne, and the fire caught onto Sancheriv's board, onto his beard. Also gazi l'reishe v'dikne. So he then went and he, so if his beard was burnt, so they cut his beard as well as his hair, a full haircut, the head, the beard, everything. Amru. They said that's what the pasuk says. That also you're bored. Omar Papa says, how did that mention? This is what the people say. If you like singe an Aramean and he enjoys it, then you could burn off his beard or something. And it'll be really funny. Sancheriv then found a board, a plank from Noah's Ark. He says, and I guess that this board is the God that saved Noah from the flood. And he says to the board that if I'm successful in battle, then so then I will if I'm successful in what? I don't know. Is it successful in battle or successful in? Let's say successful in battle, I guess. So then, or maybe successful in general. So then I will. I guess maybe successful in battle. I don't know. Oh, one second. Maybe I could find the answer over here. Let's see. Okay. If I go to, if I'm successful in battle, so then I will offer my 2 sons. Okay. Shamu Bnoi, the sons heard this. They're like, wait, we don't want to be offered. Vikadlu, so they killed their father Sancheriv, and that's how Sancheriv died. This is what it says. This is the pasuk that talks about Adar Melech and Shar Etzer, his children, killing him. It says by Avram that when he went to fight against the 4 kings, Huvavodov, Vayakem, Vegomer, Vayakum, Vayakem. So Avram Avinu went, him and his servants, and he smote them. Taught them a lesson. That the angel that helped out Avram Avinu, his name is Loilo. Shnemar va'Loilo Omar Hoira Gover. Okay. That it was like actions of night. That it was basically the stars that were like helping him fight, I think. And says Rish Lakish that Be'etzim Rabbi Yitzchak Nafcha's explanation is better than Rabbi Yechanan's. Vayidov Adon, and Avram chased them until dawn. Amar Rabbi Yechanan, Kevin Sheba, Oisoi Tzadik Adon, that once Avram Avinu got to dawn, Toshash Kocho, he got weak. Rob Nebanav Shasidin Lava Avidazar B'dan, because he saw that his descendants are going to do Avodah Zarah in Dan, as it says by Yeravam, Shnema Vayosem Eso Echad B'Veisel, V'Sechad Noson B'Dan, that one of the golden calves he put in Beisel, and the other one in Dan. And also Nebuchadnezzar was unsuccessful until he got to Dan. And now is the segue into discussing Nebuchadnezzar. We finished talking about Sanhedrin and how he died, and the whole thing when he tried to destroy Jerusalem and failed. Now we shift into Nebuchadnezzar, who fought against Jerusalem and unfortunately succeeded. And also Nebuchadnezzar only succeeded once he got to Dan. Shenema midon nishma nachra susav. That from Dan we heard the neighing of his horses. Omar Reb Zera says, Reb Zera afagav de shalach Reb Yoshua ben Levi. I think izaru bezaken sheshachach tamud machmason. So even though we have to be careful from an old person who forgot his learning machmason, because he got old. Mizaru bavridin Kreb Yehuda. And be careful with the veins, like Rabbi Yehuda. This is, I think, Gemara we're going to get to in Masechta Chulin, which is, I don't know how long away it is. Maybe like a year and a half out, 2 years out, maybe like a year and a half out. Masechta Chulin. Where am I? Rabbi Yehuda. V'zaru b'vnei amei ha'aretz, and also be careful, I guess, with the honor of the children of Am Haaretz. If you have somebody who's a Talmud Chacham, but the parents are Amaratzim, well, you should still pay attention to this Talmud Chacham, Shemen Teisei Torah, because Torah will come from these individuals. Nonetheless, Ki Amilsa Moda'inon Lehu, we can tell them the following. Tzadik Ato Hashem, Ki Oriv Elecho. I think what it means is like, if I fight with you, God, you will prevail, I think. Ach Mishpatim Adaber Oscha, Madua Derech Rishayim Tzalecha. Yirmiyahu asks, Hashem, how come the ways of the evil are successful? Shalu, Kobogde, Boged, and all the traitors are living, in Shalva. Natatim Gam Shorashu, Yelchu Gam Osu Peri, and they have like all sorts. Right. They plant and it takes root. And it makes fruits. Maya Hadru Lei. What does the Navi respond? Kes Raglim Rotziso Vayaluch Ve'ech Tischares Asusim. Uva'aretz shalom ata beteach ve'echtaise begon ayardin. What does that mean? Well, for example, if you have a person who says, I could run for 3 parsas in front of horses. I can run really fast. Not only that, even if it's in like swampy land, not even on flat land, swampy stuff, I'll win. And so he's making some pretty extreme, some pretty serious claims that he could outrun a horse for 3 parsas in marshy lands. And sure enough, who shows up? Just a regular guy, and Rutz the fun of Gimel Milim, and they go and they have a race for 3 mil, which is significantly less than 3 parsas, Be'abosha, on dry land, and yet vanilla. And he lost. This guy lost. So Amrullah, they said to him, Umalifnei Ragli Kach, if you can't even beat a person on dry land for 3 mil, Lifnei Asusa Balachas Kama v'Chamo, if you can't even beat this one guy, how are you going to beat horses? Umashloshas Milin Kach, Gimel Parsos Balachas Kama v'Chamo, and if you can't even last 3 mil, certainly you'll be unable to last 3 parsas. Umabe'abosha Kach, and if it's like this on dry land, then certainly if you're going to lose on dry land, certainly you will be unsuccessful in marshes. So the Rebbeinu Shalom responds to Jeremiah, also you, look, Nebuchadnezzar, as we're going to see in a few minutes, that he ran 4 steps for my honor, and I rewarded him. Ato Tamia, and you are, like, hey, how'd you do this? Kshani Mishalim, Socher, Avram, Yitzchak, V'Yakov, Shiratzu Lefonai Kesusim, Alachas Kama v'Chama. Then certainly, when I reward Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, it's going to be awesome, I guess, that they ran in front of me like horses. This is what the pasuk is written. V'lanavim nishbar libi bekirbi rochafu kol atzmosai ayisi kish shikr. Okay, and I guess Yirmiyahu says, like, I was drunk on the word of God. I guess, I don't know, he answered good. Hanidal Psios Maihi. What's the deal with these like 4 steps that Nebuchadnezzar took? That Merodach Bladen ben Bladen sent to Chizkiyahu. It says that he sent, what he sent? Svarim u'mincha, books and presents. So Mishum Kichala Chizkiyahu vayechazek Shadule Svarim Mincha. What? Just because Chizkiyahu was sick and was healed, why was that a reason for Merodach Bladen ben Bladen to send him like books and presents? Because Lidrosh HaMoifis Asher Haya Ba'aretz. Well, because he wanted to find out about the Moifis that happened. The Rabbi Yochanan says, Rabbi Yochanan Oisei Ayem Shemeiz by Achaz, when Chizkiyahu's father Achaz died, Shtei Shos Haya, that day was merely 2 hours long. Chichalet Chizkiyahu, and when Chizkiyahu was sick, the Ispach, and he got healed, Adrinu Kuchabrichu Lahanoch Esoshoy Niale. Then God returned those extra 10 hours, right? If when Achaz died, that day was 2 hours long. So what happens to those extra 10 hours? Those 10 hours were made up with an extraordinary long day when Chizkiyahu was healed. And I don't really know how to translate this pasuk. Hinimeshiv es tzel amaylos asher yardu b'maylos ochos b'shemesh acharonos eser maylos vateshav hashemesh eser maylos b'maylos asher yardu. I guess it means that the sun made back up for lost time. Omar lei my Omar so Omar lu my high. So Merodach Bladen ben Bladen asked his people, like, what's the deal with this extraordinary long day? They said to him, Chizkiyahu chalash v'itpach. Well, Chizkiyahu was sick, but he just got better, and now there's an extraordinarily long day. Omar Merodach Bladen ben Bladen says, Ika gavra ki hai. There is a person on such a level that the whole world, the sun changes for him. V'lo ba'ina l'shadur le shlama. I have to send him, say shalom aleichem. So kozvule. So they wrote him shalom alamalka Chizkiyahu, shalom to the king Chizkiyahu, shalom likarta de Yerushalem, peace to the city of Jerusalem, shalom le'Eloah Rava, and peace to the great God. Nebuchadnezzar Safri de Bladen Hava, and Nebuchadnezzar at the time was Bladen's scribe. Haishaitu le'Hava Hosam, and at the time that they wrote this letter, Nebuchadnezzar was not present. Ki also, when he arrived, Amrlu, he says to them, Eichikos Vesunu, what did you write to Chizkiyahu? Amrule, they said to him, Eichikos Vina, they told him what they wrote, which was, shalom to Chizkiyahu, shalom to Yerushalayim, shalom to the Eloha Rabbah. So Nebuchadnezzar says what? Amnu Krisule Eloha Rabbah. You referred to the Rabbeinu Shalom as Eloha Rabbah, the great God, and yet you listed third after Shalom to Chizkiyahu and Shalom to Yerushalayim. Then you say Shalom to the great God. Omar Eloachi, I guess Amru Eloachi. No, Omar Eloachi Ksovu. He says to them, rather write the following: Shlam le'Eloha Rabbah, peace to the great God. Shlam le'Karta Yerushalayim, peace to Jerusalem. Shlam le'Malka, and then peace to Chizkiyahu, the Malka Chizkiyahu. Amrele, they said to him, Kraina Degusa Yulavit Parvanka. No, well, the one who reads the letter should be the one to send it, and therefore, no, if you want to change the text, go and change it. Now the thing is that they had already sent it to, it was on its way to Tzidkiyahu. So Rod Basrei, Nebuchadnezzar then went to run after the messengers to stop them and change the text. Also Gabriel, but after 4 steps, Gabriel came v'ukme and stopped Nebuchadnezzar. Rabbi Yochanan says, Rabbi Yochanan ilmale ba Gabriel ve'midoy. If not for the fact that Gabriel came and stopped Nebuchadnezzar, the Yidden would be in big trouble if Nebuchadnezzar succeeded in sending the appropriate letter with putting the great God at the beginning of the praise. And okay, my Bladen ben Bladen. Why is his name Bladen ben Bladen? Amre, they said, Bladan Malka Hava. Well, Bladan was the king. The Ishtini Ape Vava Ki Kalba, but his face changed and he looked like a dog. And I guess you don't want a king that looks like a dog. So Hava Yosef Brei Al Malchusa. So his son Merodach, they made him king. Kava Ksiv Shmei B'Shmei Davua Bladan Malka. So when Merodach would write stuff, he would write not just his own name, but also he gave respect to his father, Bladan. That is which is written that a son will honor his father, like we just saw, and also a servant will honor his master. And a son honoring his father, as we saw that Merodach Bladan ben Bladan wrote not just his name, but also his father's name. And a servant, his master, as the Pasuk says, in the 5th month of on the 10th of the month, during the 19th rule of the year of the reign of Nebuchadnezzar Melech Bavel, Nebuzaradon, the butcher, the exterminator, Omad Lefnei Melech Bavel B'Yerushalayim, and he stood before the king of Babylonia, Nebuchadnezzar, Nebuchadrezzar. Wait, what? Nebuzaradan went and he stood before Nebuchadnezzar in Jerusalem. Vayisov es Beis Hashem es Beis Hamelech, and he burnt the house of God and the house of the king. Misalik Nebuchadnezzar Yerushalayim. Did Nebuchadnezzar actually go to Jerusalem? Vayalu also el Melech Bavel Rivloso. That Tzidkiyahu was brought to the king in Rivloso. So he wasn't in Jerusalem. Antuchya, this is Antuchya in Turkey. Rav Chizda Rav Yitzchok bar Avudi Michad Omar Dmuz Diukno Oisa Chakukaloi al Merkavto. One opinion is that the image of Nebuchadnezzar was on Nebuzaradan's chariot. V'chad Omar once said, Ema Yisera Oisa Lo Mimenu V'dom Kamisha Omi Lefanov, that Nebuzaradan had such awe for his boss Nebuchadnezzar, that he had so much awe that it's as if he was standing before him, and I guess that shows that he served his boss real good. Amar Rava says, Rava Te'in Tzlas Mea Kudnaisa Narga de Farzila de Shala Befarzila Shadar Lei Nebuchadnezzar Nebuzaradan Nebuchadnezzar sent to Nebuzaradan 300 cartloads full of hammers that can strike iron on iron. Kulu Blasinu Chad Dash Yerushalayim, but he could not get into Jerusalem. Just one gate of Jerusalem expended all of these, I guess, axes. They couldn't breach the gate. Shnemar Pituchea Yachad Bechashav V'chilafos Yalomun. It means that they couldn't breach the gate with those axes. By the Mahadar, so Nebuzaradan said, okay, that's it, I'm going home. Omar Mistafina Delola Avdu Bi Ki'echi Davdu B'Sancheriv. He says, I don't want to happen to me what happened to Sancheriv. Right? Sancheriv's army was destroyed. Sancheriv ultimately was killed. Nebuzaradan says, forget it. I'm going home. Nafka Kala, the Omar Abaskol, came out of the heavens and said, Shvar bar Shvar, leaper, the son of a leaper, right? A doer, one who leaps to war, to battle. Nebuzaradan Shvar, Nebuzaradan leap. Demoto Zimna Demiktasha Charev, because the time has come for the Beis Hamikdash to be destroyed. Beichala Mikle, and the Heichal, the sanctuary, to be burned. Pashle Chadnaiga, Nebuzaradan had one axe left. Also, Machye Bekupa, he went and banged on the door, on the gate of Jerusalem, on the lock, with the dull part of the axe. V'yiftach, and it opened. Shnemar Yivada Kamevi Lamayla B'Svach Eitz Kardumois. That means that's what happened. Havakotil v'Ozal Admot Lechala, and then he just went on a killing spree. Mamish just went through Jerusalem, just killing until he got to the sanctuary. Adlik Beinura, and he burnt and lit the sanctuary of the Rabbanu Shalom in the Beis Hamikdash on fire. Gove Eichala, and the Heichal went upwards towards God, towards the heavens. Darchu Bei Min Shmai, but from the heavens they pushed it back down. Shnemar Gas Darach Hashem Levsulas Bas Yehuda, that Hashem trampled like a olive press to the virgin of Judah. So now Nebuzaradan started thinking that he was fancy stuff. He just destroyed Jerusalem. Nafka Baskala v'Amro, a voice emanated from heaven and said, v'Amrle, Amo Katila Katal, nah, you're nothing so special. You killed an already killed nation. Hechala Kali Yokolis, you burnt an already condemned to burning sanctuary. Kim Chatrina Trinas, you ground flour. You didn't ground wheat kernels, you ground what was already flour. Shnemar Ki Rechaim Vitachani Kemach, take a mill and grind flour. Galitzamosech, reveal your braids. Chaspi shoval, show the side of your head, I think. Gali shok, reveal your thigh. Avi naharos, and pass through rivers. Chitim lo nemar elakemach. It doesn't say grind wheat, it says grind flour. I mean, you're grinding, it was already flour. You know, it's not because you're so fancy, Nebuzaradan. It's because the Rabban Shalom had already made up that Jerusalem was going to be destroyed. Chazodami de Zechariah tava korosach. And then Nebuzaradan noticed in the Beis Hamikdash that the blood of of Zechariah had been burning there already had been boiling there just for hundreds of years, because he was killed, because he destroyed because he prophesied that the Beis Hamikdash was going to be destroyed. So they killed him, and his blood was just boiling there in the Beis Hamikdash for hundreds of years, and they couldn't get it to stop. Amar Lehu, Nebuzaradan sees the boiling blood, and he says to them, what is this boiling blood? Amrullah, they said to him, Dam Zvachim, oh, it's just blood from Korbanos. Dish to Pich that spilled. Amar Lehu, he says to them, I see, Va'ansi imidmu. So why don't you bring me an animal? We'll slaughter the animal. Let's see if it's the same color blood. Kasi v'lo idmu. So they slaughtered an animal, but the blood of the animal was different than the blood that was on the floor. Amar Lu, he says to them, Galilee, look, you better tell me what this blood is. Ve'ilo, and if not, sarik nilchu devasraichu b'masreika defarzla. I'm going to comb your flesh with an iron comb. Amar, they said to him, kohen v'navihu. Okay, this is the blood of a kohen and a prophet, a priest and a prophet. The invi, the Israel who prophesied to the Yidden b'churban to Jerusalem that Jerusalem is going to be destroyed. V'kadlu, and they killed this prophet. Amar Lu, he says to them, Onam fayasna le'oreh. Well, I'm going to avenge his death. I say Rabbanan, they brought rabbis, Kotel Ilove, they killed the rabbis. He killed the rabbis, Vilonoch, but the blood continued to boil. I see Dardike Deverab, they brought young whippersnapper students, Kotel Ilove, Vilonoch, and the students were killed, but the blood was still boiling. Vilonoch. I see Pirche Kehuna, they brought Kohanim, Kotel Ilove, and killed them, v'lo but the blood was still boiling. Adikotal ilove tishin v'arba ribo v'lo noch. Nebuzaradan killed 94,000 Yidden, and the blood was still boiling. Karev legabe, Nebuzaradan came to the blood of Zechariah, Omer, and he says, Zechariah, tevim sheboim ibadatim. Look, I've killed the best of the Yidden. Nichalach the iktalinu l'chulish. I just kill all of the Yidden. Miyad noch. Immediately the blood stopped boiling. Here at Tshuve, Nebuzaradan then had thoughts of Tshuve, Bedaite, Omar. He said, Mahem shelo ibdu ele nefesh achas kach. If the Yidden killed one person, and look what happened with his blood and causing all these other people to die. Haugavra matehave ole. What's kavachom? What's going to be with me? I didn't just kill one person. I killed 94,000 people. Arak shadar portisa levese misgair. He went and sent a will to his family, and he converted to Judaism. I was taught Naimun ger toshavaya. Naimun, who was the assistant, I think, of the king of Aram, was a ger toshav, became a resident alien, followed Shev Mitzvahs B'nai Noach. Nebuzaradan ger tzedekah. Nebuzaradan mamish converted to Judaism. Mibnei banav shel Sisra lamdu Torah b'Yerushalayim. That the descendants of Sisra studied Torah in Jerusalem. Mibnei banav shel Sanhedrin lamdu Torah b'Rabim. And the descendants of Sanhedrin taught Torah in public. Ninu, who are they? Shmaya v'Avtalion. Mibnei banav shel Haman limdu Torah b'Bnei Brak. And the descendants of Haman taught Torah in Bnei Brak. So that is that. Today is Purim when I'm recording this, and sure enough, Bnei Banov Shel Haman Limdu Torah Bnei Brak taught Torah in Bnei Brak. Bnei Banov Shel Oser Rasha Bikesh HaKadosh Baruch Hu Le'achnison Tachas Kanfei Ashchina, and the Rabbanu Shalom was considering taking in the children of Nebuchadnezzar. Amru Malachi Asharis Lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the ministering angel said before the Rabbanu Shalom, Rabbanu Shalom Mishe'echru V'es Beis Chavasoyev V'seichalecha Tachas Kanfei Ashchina, somebody who did the ultimate of all evils, he destroyed the Beis Hamikdash. You're going to allow his descendants to be hidden. Hani Dechsev, this is what the pasuk means. Ripinu es Bavel below near Paso. I don't remember what that means. We tried to heal Bavel, but it couldn't be healed. I think it means Ula Omar Nebuchadnezzar. That's a reference to Nebuchadnezzar. Rabbi Shmuel Bar Nachmani Omar Elu Nairis Bavel. These are the rivers of Babylon. V'Tirgama Titzinisa de Bavloi, the palm trees of Babylon. Amar Ula says Ula Ammon and Moab Shibnei Bishay to Yerushalayim Havu. Ammon and Moab were bad neighbors for Israel, for Jerusalem. Came into Shaminu Nevi'eh, when Ammon and Moab heard the priests, the prophets, they come Esnabi l'Churban de Yerushalayim, who were prophesying about the destruction of Jerusalem. Shalchu Nebuchadnezzar, so they sent to Nebuchadnezzar, Pok v'sa, come. Omar, he says, Mistafina d'lo avdu b'kamoi. Nebuchadnezzar says, wait, I don't want to come to Jerusalem. That's a risky proposition. I don't want to happen to me what happened to earlier attempts to destroy Jerusalem. Shalchule, they sent to Nebuchadnezzar, ki ein ha'ish bebeso. The ish, as we're going to see in a second, is Hashem, is not in his abode. Halach b'derech merachok, he went far away. Ve'inish ala kadosh baruch hu, ish means Hashem, shenemar, Hashem ish melchama, that Hashem is an ish of war. So it's Hashem. Shalach lu. So Nebuchadnezzar responded, but Bekriva hu, but he's close by, v'asi, and he'll come, and he'll fight me. Shalchulei, they sent him, halach b'derech merachok, no, he's far away. Shalach lu, Nebuchadnezzar responded, Eslu tzadike, debo rachame, umaisulei. Yeah, but they have the righteous people who are going to pray and bring the Rabbanu Shalom back. Shalchulei, they sent to Nebuchadnezzar, tzura kesef lokach b'yado, ve'en kesef el tzadikim. No, he took the tzadikim with him, and there's no tzadikim there in Jerusalem. Shnema ve'echro li b'chamisha asa kesef v'chomer sorim ve'lesech sorim, and somehow that means that tzadikim are kesef. Shalach lehu, Nebuchadnezzar said, Hadri Rishie b'tshuva, yeah, but the Rishayim will do tshuva, varachme, and then they'll pray, umaisu lein, and Hashem will come back and fight against me. Shalach, they said to Nebuchadnezzar, kvar kova loin zman, no, the Hashem already said that there's a specific time when I will come back. Shenemar, the Yom HaKeseh, Yovel Beso, will come back to his house on the Yom HaKeseh, in Keseh Lizman, that's at a particular time. Shenemar, Bakeseh Yom Chagenu. So Shalach Lu, so Nebuchadnezzar sent to them, Sitvahu, yeah, but it's winter, V'lo Matzino, the Osi, I can't come, Mitilgo Mimitra, because of the snow, because of the rain. Shalchule, they sent to Nebuchadnezzar, to Ashina, the Torah, go on like the cliffs and mountains. Shenemar, Shalchu, Ker, Moshel, Eretz, Misela, Midbara, El Har Bas Tzion, and that way you'll be able to get to Zion. Shalach Lu, he sent to them, Iasina, Leisli Duchto Diasivnebe, that if I come, then where am I gonna put my armies? Shalchule, they sent him, Kvarus Shaloin, Meulim Mipaltun Shalach, the caves in the mountains where they bury their dead is better than your palace. Tichsiv Baisahi Num Hashem Yotius Atzmus Machi Yehuda Vesatzmus Sarov Vesatzmus Akran Vesatzmus Hanavim Vesatzmus Yerushalayim Yosh Yerushalayim Mikivim Ushtochim Hashemesh V'Lareach L'Chotz V'Hashemayim Asher Ahavum V'Asher Avdum Asher Ochu Achreim. So meaning those where they bury the people, you could put your armies there. And then Nebuchadnezzar then went to Jerusalem. Well, friends, that was Daf Tzadivav, Masechta Sanhedrin. We talked a little bit about how Sancheriv died, and then we started transitioning into Nebuchadnezzar. We saw a very interesting and appropriate Gemara for today about Bnei Banov Shel Haman Limdu Torah B'Bnei Brak. Very interesting stuff. Peace out.